So checking in after a lot of long traveling, coming back, going back home to Evansville after a bunch of traveling back and forth to Cleveland, managing our on-site for an installation that we're doing. It's been I'll say a fairly large installation, and it's very complicated, like R&D project. Ultimately, we won the project. It was definitely very heavily an R&D type of project, a lot of material handling of different various types of methods of material handling. So not just like simple pick and place, but we have like denesters in the system and some orientation stations and stuff like that. You'll probably see some stuff here and there of the system if you kind of follow us. But overall, the team executed extremely well. There's a lot of guys that have spent the past couple of months up here on this installation and put in a lot of hard work, a lot of effort to get this project done. One of the topics I wanted to discuss in this video was people management and kind of like how to go about dealing with certain circumstances and people on a job. These skills are extremely important, and I think I can very easily call out how and why they're so important. And let's just give an example of, let's say you're on a job site, right? And you have guys who are upset, they're mad, they want to leave the project. This person's talking about going home, they don't want to be here no more. There's two ways the situation could be handled. I mean, multiple ways it could be handled, but you could say, hey, okay, get out of here, go home, see ya, right? Or you can handle that situation in a different way where, hey, just calm down, let's talk about it. Like, okay, can you wait a few hours? Can you wait till tomorrow? If you still feel like you really have to go home, then we can discuss on it, right? A lot of times whenever you're out of town like this on like an installation, like people can get tired and wore out, and even in that day they're tired. So they're getting wore out because of long amounts of time being away from home and being away from family and friends. So that becomes exhausting in itself. And then you just have a day where you work like an 18-hour day or something crazy, and the day before you slept like 4 hours for some reason. And so now you're just like, in that day, you're very, very tired. And so you're long-term beat down, and then on a daily basis, you're beat down for that day for being so exhausted. You have a really good day where we're like executing. We made some good progress on the piece of equipment that we're working on, whatever project-based thing you're doing, or whatever work that you're working on. You landed a new customer, whatever that may be. Take that time to make it a celebratory moment. Take your team out, take them to dinner. Go do something, right? Just go do something fun and enjoyable, and just like get away from work. Leave work early that day. That buys you like a couple of weeks of like a good positive attitude and a good positive environment versus like when you're working 24/7. You don't take any break. I'm trying to bring out some examples of some of the things like I've kind of experienced and like kind of tailor them to like either a more extreme way or just some type of example that kind of really helps you understand the thought process, because I was not a soft skills person, and I still don't consider myself a soft skills person. However, as I've operated this company and as I've grown into an owner and a leader, and these are things that I'm having to learn. Like there's a lot of things in business that like I don't like the way a certain thing is done, but the repercussions of me saying, hey, I don't want it done like that, I want it done this way, is worse than injecting onto people your idea of how you want the thing done. There's things that, like, say for instance, that I want implemented, but it's not worth me making somebody upset or saying, no, look, I want you to do it like this. And there's certain times where you need to do that, right? But you have to pick and choose. You have to pick and choose when you want to do that and how often you do that, right? Because if you're just like over and over and over again, like everything that comes out of your mouth is like, hey, I need it done like this, I need it done like this, I need it done like this. You're gonna make your people feel like, one, they don't have the ability to do anything by their own hand, that everything is they're being forced to do everything. They're gonna hate you, they're gonna want to fight you. And it depends on how how rough a guys that you have, but I mean, you might cross lines and someone might actually want to fight you. But like, again, that's an extreme example of where things can go if you don't manage your people well and keep them happy. But above most, like, you need to keep everybody happy in a good working state, so that way things can be efficient. Everybody can work efficiently, and when you're working in an engineering type of field, you have to work very intelligently. And if you're angry, you can't work intelligently. I don't know what the math is on it, but there's something along the lines for however angry you are, it reduces your intelligence. Like, it's scientifically proven that the more angry that you are, the more like intelligence that's lost. Not that you lose intelligence, but you're not smart in the moment. Like, you don't make good decisions. I mean, people have obviously been angry and made dumb decisions in life. That's part of the reason why, is you don't make good logical decisions. And whenever you're programming things, you need logical decisions. That's kind of a different thing, but kind of fun. Yeah, so just like keeping the harmony between the people, keep everybody motivated and working towards the thing. And like a lot of the things are like long-term health that you're after. It's not just like, let's get through this project. It's the, how do we get through projects for the next 20 years, right? Or if not, you're gonna have guys and you go back and you're like, dude, I'm not doing that again. Like we got through it, but I'm not doing that again. All that is due to how the experience is. This is like something I'm also very passionate about. I want the experience of our employees to be really good. You know, elite automation, I want to be the best in the world. Not only do I want to provide the best, you know, product and service, but I want our people to have the best experience. I want them to love working for us. I want them to be the type of individual I would be like, I would never quit here. Why would I quit here? That's stupid. Because everything that I want is here. Yeah, sure, maybe we travel too much, but we're compensated. We have some cool, you know, incentive programs to accommodate for those type of things. But like, if you want your guys to work together and be able to work together for like, you know, 20 plus years together, like you have to have a good working environment. And another thing that I highly believe in when it comes to business is you need an ecosystem. And what do I mean by ecosystem? I'm a huge fan of ecosystems. It's like my number one investment strategy. It's the number one thing I try to do in our business. And what that is like, how do you make a company, a corporate company, yet the company is so intertwined with each other, like different departments and stuff like that. It works so efficiently and works so closely together that it literally can't be done in a better way, right? And I feel like that's something that no other company does. Like when corporate companies become corporate companies, they have departments and they have departments communicate with departments, but there's like no cross-departmentalization, if that makes any sense, right? There's like generally like a small number of people that are communicating between the departments if they need be. And some departments are completely separate from one another. For us, like our project management leads into our marketing, leads into our finance, like all these things, like definitely with finance, like, you know, finance will be on board with like all the project-based things, but you know, our finance team gets brought in very early on different, you know, payment points of the project and things like that. But this is this ecosystem. And going back to this ecosystem with employees, in order to have the employees that, you know, want to be there for 20 years, you have to make it enjoyable for them. You have to then create ecosystems that makes it work out for both. Like one of our bonus thing, or not bonus things, but like benefit things is like for so many hours worked on site, they get vacation time, right? And so a lot of times like these guys, like, you know, some of our guys that didn't come back off this project have like 6 weeks of vacation time built up. Tell me one other company in the world that's given 6 weeks of vacation time in a year. We do work internationally. We'll send our guys over to India to support on projects in the beginning of the project, or whenever we're doing the building of the project. And so now that's another thing in the ecosystem. Like they get to travel to India. How many people in the world get to travel to India? You know, we take our customers to India. You know, I'm literally going back over to India probably in a couple weeks to go meet more customers over there in India. Creating this ecosystem of them getting to experience that, them getting the vacation time, and this is like just the very beginning. I want our people to in the future get paid better than any other engineers in the world. And we already creating ecosystems in the way of the way that we're working. Like we have India engineers, we have US engineers, and we can afford to pay our India engineers more than people make in India because we're a US based company. We also have cost savings from having Indian engineers versus US engineers, and that's also a cost savings that we can apply to our US engineers and be able to give them raises and pay them better than what people are normally being paid. The company's actually getting some incentive from our vacation structure as well, with time served and the amount of vacation that it's given. But that works out better for us and helps us with a little bit of our cash flow. Then it in turn just makes us a healthier and stronger company. And also gives these guys like the two extremes. Yes, sorry man, I know you're gonna be out of town for a month for this installation, 2 months for the installation, whatever, but you're also gonna get the next 6 weeks off. Go do whatever you want. Go travel to Mexico, go travel to blah, 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 and really be able to experience things with their family. I mean, they can go, that's just wild, like being able to say, hey, don't show up for work for the next 6 weeks. Like what? Like, I'd love to have a work schedule like that. Yeah, I mean, this just goes back into like the ecosystem of things and making sure the guys are happy. But a lot of it goes into just the soft skills and just like how you handle people on site, you know, and also handling stuff between the different guys, right? Like two guys are upset with each other. Hey guys, you know, let's get through this. Like this is not a big deal. It's okay. Or hey, he's just upset. Like let's just you know, give him some time or whatever. Da da da. Like positive encouragement and reinforcement of like, dude, we need you here, man. Like we can't do this without you. Like, or we don't want to do this without you. Some managers don't like to, you know, necessarily necessarily give too much power to the employees. And there's some degree that's true. Like as far as like, if you said, dude, we can't do this without you, that does create some potential negatives there. Like now they feel like they have something that like, well, fine, I'm gonna leave. You give me a raise or I'm gonna leave or whatever, right? So like that's something you have to be careful of if like giving too much power, which is another part of the soft skill management, right? Like in my past, whenever I worked a 9-to-5 job, if it wasn't for financial things, me feeling like the company could never pay me what I wanted to be paid, and if it wasn't for the fact that the company didn't operate in a well enough that I felt like they ever had the ability to get to the size that I needed them to get, I probably would have never left, right? If I felt like they could have grown to the size of company that I needed them to be, and that they would have been able to afford to pay me the amount of money that I would want to be paid in life, I would have never left. I would have never started lead automation. I'd never be a business owner. I'd be a 9-to-5 guy, investing in the stock market, probably wealthier than I am now. But they didn't. And so therefore I had to seek my own opportunity. I had to seek my own ambitions and goals and going back into it. Like people want their career to be something they can strive for and to keep growing. And as soon as they feel like they have a ceiling, if there's somebody who wants to grow, those people will definitely leave. If there's some person that doesn't care to grow, they can maintain in a company where that isn't shooting for the moon, right? But those people who want to grow, they want a company that are shooting for the moon, right? For the stars. They're shooting for the top. There is no top. We're going until we can't go no more. This is the dedication. This is the energy that has to be brought within the company. This is what is going to make us elite. This is what's going to make our people want to stay with us for 20 plus years. You know, this is what's going to make it so that we execute better than almost any company in the world. And this is what's going to make people enjoy their job and enjoy working with us or just in general, like people to enjoy working for your company and to never leave. This is how you do it. So the ecosystem is extremely important. People management is super important. A lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom to drop, and I'm gonna keep doing my best to drop it for you guys. Catch you on the next one.